Hallmark movies are all about fun, love, and togetherness. While most actors share good relationships within the network, there are some that just don't. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Gabby with Binge Now. Today we're spicing things up. We're talking about Hallmark actors that don't like each other. So without further ado, let's get right into it, guys. Today we're starting things off with Candace CameronBeret and same-sex marriage feud. Before we get into what really happened, let's first give you a little background. In January 2013, Sweet Cakes refused to make a cake for a lesbian couple's wedding over religious beliefs. This led the couple to file a complaint with Oregon's Bureau of Labor and Industries, stating that the bakery discriminated against them. One of the bakery's owners responded to the allegation by posting a copy of the complaint with their full names and contact information. After the issue was made public, the couple had to go through a lot of harassment. In April 2015, an administrative court made a preliminary decision to fine Sweet Bakes $135,000. With the ongoing drama that was happening, Candace CameronBeret shared her beliefs and opinion regarding the matter on The View, and just as you expected, it did not go down well. The conversation was started by The View co-host Raven Simone. She said,
"The Oregon law bars businesses from discriminating against sexual orientation, race, disability, age, or religion. And to me, it's the same exact thing that they did back in the day, saying that black people couldn't do certain things because it's my religious belief."
Hearing this, Beret defended the bakery. Beret said,
"It's about constitutional rights. It's about First Amendment rights. We do have the right to still choose who we associate with."
This did not settle well with anyone in the room, and Raven even countered Beret by saying,
"I refuse to associate myself with you right now."
They did
Is
not.
that okay?
It's in the Constitution.
Beret continued defending the bakery. She said, the bakery didn't refuse to bake the cake because of the couple's sexual orientation. In fact, they had baked cakes for them previously. They had a problem with the actual ceremony because it conflicted with their religious beliefs. Whoopi Goldberg, co-host of The View, also did not like Beret's view and quickly sided with Raven. She said,
Right, but were they invited to the wedding?
Yeah.
No, but they were. It was to provide a service.
After the show was televised, Beret received a lot of backlash, but even after that, she was adamant and stuck to her views. She was pleased with the way she handled the situation. In a HuffPost Live, she said, "I was pleased with how I handled myself. There was a lot of difficult feedback to read that was very personal, attacking me, and there was a lot of positive in there as well. I don't know that I would make the same decisions that the bakers made as a Christian, but I will always fight for freedom." In an interview, she spoke about how people can misinterpret words and turn things around. She said,
"Because when you use certain words like the word modest, well, everyone's definition of that word can be a little bit different. What my modest is may not be what your modest is."
It's easy for celebrities to get thrown under the bus just for sharing their opinion. It's foolish to underestimate the power of the public, as it can either make or break someone's career. Beret was lucky to recover, but there are a few who are quite adversely affected for just sharing their opinions, like the next one. Hilarie Burton and her reason for leaving Hallmark. Hilarie Burton is well known for her roles on shows like One Tree Hill as Peyton Sawyer and White Collar as Sarah Ellis.
I don't know what you're thinking, so what happens if I move?
I follow you.
Well, you can only follow me for so long before someone catches on.
Well, then I find a reason to keep you close.
Burton has also worked in several Hallmark movies, like Surprised by Love.
Who's this? You remember him in high school.
Vividly.
And Summer Villa are where she played lead roles.
You?
You?
Did you and my sister set this up?
Don't flatter yourself.
Hey, you're Chef Cupid.
Leslie failed to mention you got a kid.
Not a kid. I'm 50.
So with a steady career in Hallmark, Burton's decision to leave Hallmark came as a shock to many. The reason behind her departure was that Burton was fed up with the lack of inclusivity. Hallmark movies are all about love and giving butterflies, but the network has its own way of defining love, and sadly, they don't seem to understand that very well. We're referring to the time when Hallmark withdrew ads portraying two brides kissing following a distracting controversy.
Do you think Zola could have made planning your perfect wedding easier?
We do. I do.
Burton claimed on Twitter that she had been let go from a position with the network after asking for a more diverse cast. In 2019, Burton shared about the reason on her Twitter page. She wrote, "I had insisted on an LGBTQ character, an interracial couple, and diverse casting. I was polite, direct, and professional, but after the execs gave their notes on the script and none of my requests were honored, I was told to take it or leave it, so I left it." However, she made it clear that she did not regret her decision. I'd walk away again in a heartbeat. The bigotry comes from the top and permeates the whole deal over there. I've been loudly cheering for Lifetime TV all year because they heard my concerns and rallied. You want inclusive Christmas magic? We got it. Love is love. The same month after Burton's Twitter post, Hallmark shared a press release regarding the matter. They said, Hallmark is and always has been committed to diversity and inclusion, both in our workplace as well as the products and experiences we create. It is never Hallmark's intention to be divisive or generate controversy. We are an inclusive company and have a track record to prove it. We have LGBTQ greeting cards and feature LGBTQ couples in commercials. She, however, thanked her fans for all the support and love.
I want everyone to know how appreciative I am, and yeah, it's a good thing. So, thank you guys for caring.
What do you think? Is Hallmark doing enough, or was this just a cover-up to control some damage? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Speaking of controversies, we cannot forget the one involving Laughlin and the Varsity Blues. Who would have thought that the Full House and Fuller House actress would make headlines so big that it would jeopardize her career? At the end of 2019, Laughlin's career suddenly ended when she got into a massive college admission scandal. The scandal was referred to as Operation Varsity Blues by the FBI. So what is this all about? Laughlin and her husband were charged for paying bribes totaling about $500,000 to have their two daughters falsely categorized as crew recruits for the University of Southern California, with the final goal of getting the girls admitted to the university.
If they understood the charges against them, they said yes. He also made sure they surrendered their passports. Laughlin shook hands with federal prosecutors before she left the courtroom.
On April 15, 2019, in connection to one count each of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud and honest services, as well as conspiracy to commit money laundering, Laughlin and her husband pleaded not guilty, and Laughlin posted a $1 million bond. Hallmark in the meantime moved quickly to impose severe penalties and formally broke ties with Laughlin. According to the New York Times, Hallmark's parent company, Crown Media, said that they were saddened by Laughlin's involvement in the college admission scandal. They followed the announcement with a notice that they would no longer work with her. Laughlin at that time was working as the lead actress in their series called When Calls the Heart.
If you don't mind, I have a lot of work to do here. And I know you have things to do as well.
Laughlin was eventually given a federal jail term of 2 months, 2 years of supervised release, and 100 hours of community service. She was also ordered to pay a fine of $150,000. Laughlin's husband received a 5-month prison term, 2 years of supervised release, and 250 hours of community service. In addition, he was told to pay a $250,000 fine. On the 28th of December 2020, Laughlin was released from the federal correctional facility and her husband was released on the 16th of April. After her release, while she was doing her community service, Laughlin privately arranged to put 2 students through 4 years of college. According to a source, she had paid for their tuition and other costs totaling over $500,000. Olivia Jade on Red Table Talk opened up about the college admission scandal. She said,
"Took my privilege and all my blessings for granted, and I never thought anything of it, and that's what really rocked me. I was like, this is wrong. You need to talk about this. You need to do it publicly because the situation was public. Right. I'm sorry. Right. I acknowledge what was wrong, and I wasn't able to say that for so long, so I think people almost thought, oh, she must not care. That must have not affected her, and she wasn't moved by that." And
since then, Laughlin has been desperately trying to get back on track, but the damage has already been done. While we're talking about scandals, here's one that we cannot miss. Mark Steens sues Hallmark Channel. Mark Steens, who has been hosting Hallmark Channel's flagship series Home and Family for 6 years, was terminated in May of 2018. 4 months after he was abruptly removed as co-host, Steens filed a lawsuit against Hallmark Channel owner Crown Media. Steens claimed that he was fired in retaliation for reporting harassment. Executive producer Woody Frazer, according to Steens, frequently intimidated, verbally attacked, and harassed cast and crew personnel, but no action was taken despite Steens' assertions that he regularly informed and alerted the network about this atrocity through his agents. According to Steens' lawsuit, Frazer allegedly turned the workplace into a vulgar, insulting, and unfriendly place, especially for women. He claims that Frazer boasted about the size of his genitalia, made improper sexual remarks about female visitors while being recorded, and forcibly embraced female coworkers. Lisa Bloom, Steens' attorney, said, Mr. Steens alleges that in the summer of 2017, he stood up in support of 2 women who brought sexual harassment claims against the show's then executive producer, Woody Frazer. He alleges that after he did, everything changed, with the network taking away his voiceover work, diminishing his role in the network, reducing his profile at industry events, cutting his salary by 25%, and ultimately firing him months before the end of his contract. In a statement to People, Crown Media said, Mark Steens has filed a lawsuit against Crown Media regarding his separation from home and family earlier this year. The decision to replace Mark Steens was a measured, strategic, and difficult decision for Crown Media to make, but was necessary given that the ratings for the show had declined. Further, the results of third-party research indicated that Mr. Steens was perceived negatively. There is no merit to the legal claims Mr. Steens is asserting against Crown Media. Crown Media was surprised to see Lisa Bloom representing Steens, as she had a consulting agreement with them. Frazer denied all the allegations and said in a statement, I do not possess the financial resources demanded by Miss Bloom to prevent a media circus. So instead, I'm going to take away the hammer of publicity and am letting the public know that these unfounded claims are about to be aired publicly, including an attempt to label me the next Roger Ailes. While Steens was trying to fight harassment, here's another case which surfaced. Chef Shanti Hinojos on harassment for years in Hallmark. After Mark Steens accused Woody Frazer of harassing women in the workplace, Chef Shanti Hinojos, a former chef on the Hallmark, alleged that she was fired after reporting executive producer Woody Frazer for sexual harassment. Chef Hinojos sued Crown Media, the network's parent corporation, alleging that Frazer had harassed her for years and that the network had done nothing to stop it. She claimed that Frazer was removed from set only after she and other women contacted attorney Lisa Bloom, but then Frazer's associates created a reason to dismiss her. Chef Hinojos said that as soon as she began working on the show in 2014, Frazer started harassing her. She claimed that while she was on set, Frazer approached her from behind and whispered in her ear, "I ever told you what a great little body you have?" Even after she rebuffed him, Frazer's advances continued. She claims that Frazer touched her waist, stroked her shoulders, and touched her buttocks and legs. She claims Frazer tried to move a cake from his lips into hers and repeatedly trapped her against the kitchen counter. Chef Hinojos also said that Frazer's wife entered hospice with terminal cancer and told her that she would be his next wife, that once everything cleared up, they would have a great time together. She said she tried her best to talk Frazer out of it, even wearing baggy clothing and a ball cap, but it was all ineffective. According to the suit, Chef Hinojos informed many coworkers and managers about Frazer's inappropriate behavior, but she was warned that doing so was futile and would be a career suicide. With all allegations, Frazer said in the same statement, I believe this media-driven event is part of a calculated attempt to ruin my reputation after I refused to settle these accusations in an amount she demanded. Like many others, I would have preferred resolving things quietly, even though I engaged in no actionable conduct. Although I am far from perfect, I am confident that when the facts regarding the nature of the allegations are fully revealed before a jury, if necessary, my reputation will be restored. With that, we've come to the end of today's video. Do you know any other actors who have had issues with the network or with one another? Let us know in the comments below. Also, do not forget to leave us a big like and do subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. See you next time.